Stop it. Stop your. Oh, nice. Okay. Before I sit down. Yes. The evil in me has been awakened. The demon has awakened. Beautiful. I just want to laugh like a maniac right now because this is diabolical. Just. Yes. Okay. I'm so excited. My hands are shaking. I printed it out. And you will hear a lot of evil laughing. Because I am a demon. My boy's crazy. Anyways, have this big sheet of paper that I didn't want to throw away. It's part of a calendar from April. Isn't that ironic? Yes. Okay. I gotta calm down. I'm going to draw this design on this paper. And then I'm gonna fuck shit up. Okay. Here we go. It's gonna be kind of messy, but whatever. It's just a prototype, so it can be messy. I should use a ruler. Shit. I'm gonna use an envelope. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm not even gonna bother. I can fix it later. How are we gonna make this? We need to take into account. Jesus, what is that? Sorry, I'm thinking if we have multiple people playing, should we make a design that can be flipped over? Yeah, we can do that. On two sides. I'm not going to do all three because that's just, all four sides. Maybe. I don't know. All right, so let's draw it out. Obviously, I want the bottom. Well, no, because I want it to be equal. All right, whatever. And we have the starting point, which is at the White House or Congress, sorry. What do I know? We have two parts. You can go left or right, which makes it cool. Gently. Gently, stop messing things up. Anyways, we have the basic design of the board. Thank God I don't have to hurt my brain. No one's going to know about this game unless they watch this video because there's just so much stuff that is secret. Not secret, but secret, like if you see it, you won't understand the diabolical nature of me, Michelle. So evil. Anyways. So this mid part where the bill goes through, taking that out because, that's not important. Hey!
Hey!
He's crazy. I think he's feeding into my energy. But I'm keeping this mid part here. I swear, like he's going crazy. Anyways, putting a mid part in the middle, another starting area, just to see how that would look. I'm having a brain fart. What am I doing? Oh, okay. All right, so you can start both sides. Here's my eraser. So evil. All right, so we have how many sections? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uneven numbers drive me crazy. But that's okay. 7 is a good number. All right, on the same other side, same thing. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And that midsection where both sides come together has to be something important. I think it would be unemployment. Here's my thinking, okay? Because no one thought that they could be unemployed. People have the concept, I'm never going to lose my job because I'm good at it. And that is not true. No job security in America at all. So this is unemployment, right? They both came together and had some equality. And I'm writing that down as a note. And to be evil, right? Now for these sections, what is happening? Because the global event is Corona. Also, depending on where you start, it changes the game a little. So from the top, I got it. Top people. No, wait, hold on. I gotta think. Okay, here it is. I'm smart. Everyone who has a job, RN, grocery clerk, and parents, they're going on the top part. So I'm writing that down. RN. Simple thing. Simple. Can't even think right now. Okay. Right. Because before Corona, parents still had jobs, right? So on the top, you already have a job. On the bottom, the veterans. Zero income, zero job. Only Social Security, which is nothing. Income. Okay. So now, what is going on in the board? I think I'm going to make this as a gratitude thing, right? Because I'm crazy. I'm fucking crazy. Freaking insane. Okay. So, first section after you start is going to be, pay bills, right? And ironically, I'm not going to mention. I'm sure someone will get it. So pay bills. Left side, right side. Obviously we have to change it up from left to right. So right side, we'll do paycheck, right? Because I know how people play their games, right? So paycheck. Right? So left side, you have to pay your bills. Right side, you get a paycheck, right? Which one would you choose? So now going to the corners, I want to round this off. What do we put? You know what? I'm going to use the irony of this original Congress image and put what's the word? I can't think of it. Just party, right? On the left side, and I will explain why, kind of, maybe. Okay. Damn. I don't even know anymore. So, left side, party. If you get that, you get cards. You get 2 cards: social status card and inclusion card, right? And those cards will have what's it called? A benefit, right? There's a term for it in gaming, but I'm thinking of buffer, but it's not a buffer. What is it? Whatever. So by going that way, you get some additional skills that will affect the gameplay, right? All right, so now the right side, because I want to keep this even. You paid a check. On the right side, it's going to be, where's my pencil? Oh, shit. You pay for groceries. Right? On the negative, you lose money, right? On the positive, you don't starve. So we need to make that something easy to understand as a positive card. So what would we call it? Something ironic. Where is my phone? You know what? We'll just call it Don't Starve, just to play with the fact that I'm a gamer and that's a game that I've played. So Don't Starve. You're not dying, you're just starving, right? I mean, you're dying, but starvation is a very slow death. It is the saddest thing I have ever seen. And it's fucked up how easily we can solve starvation, but nobody wants to do that. Anyways, you don't starve. That's a card that you get. What would be the benefit of that? Because, you know, as I'm writing this, I want to make notes of why I'm doing this. Let's make it that you get more stamina, which would be dice rolls, right? Because when you're healthy and you eat, you have more energy. So +1 dice. Because I think for the main game, we're just rolling 1 die. You know, because it's not a big board, right? You get it, right? And for the social status card inclusion, I haven't decided what to put in that yet. I mean, I think it's just going to be ironic, like, yay, you're important in society because you know a lot of people, but you don't get anything at all. Bro, okay. And the inclusion. Yeah, those are basically 0. Oh, you don't get shit for that. You think you are, but you do. It doesn't matter if you're watching this and you ever play this game, because this might change in the final, but don't fucking cheat. Whatever. Pay bills, you lose money. Paycheck, you gain money. Now to the next one, the midpoint. Since it's the midpoint, we're going to put every job at 50% capacity, right? On both sides. And because of that, you have to roll. Is it a 4-sided die? Which is the one that's a triangle? Which one am I thinking about? What the fuck is this? Ooh, those are shiny. Which is the one that I want people to use? Ah, here it is. No. Damn it. There's one in D&D. I don't know the names. Oh, never mind. I'm having a brain fart. I would say the 4-sided die, the triangle, because those are hard to roll, right? So because things are at 50% capacity, you roll that die, right? Depending on the number, what is the effect of that? You lose your job, right? So basically, what are the numbers on that die? Which one would automatically make you lose the job? The highest number is the hardest to get based on probability of that die. So from high, right? Automatic. Automatic job loss. And then going down, nothing happens. Right? Wait. Okay, so from going down, it's going to be 50 chance. And we'll do it based on probability. The person playing and rolling the die has to pick a number and say it out loud. And if they land on that number, they lose their job. Because that's more fun, right? You fucked yourself over, kind of. Diabolical. Right, so the beginning of the game, you have a job. You choose either side. Do you want to get a paycheck? Do you want to pay bills? Either you have a party, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of your life or the middle of the board, you have to roll a critical roll. There's no escaping it on both sides. Because when you make a game, you want to keep it balanced, right? So I have taken that into account. Now then, as we go down, I'm cold. We need to continue. So let's see what is next on the corner. And ironically, I'm using the same label as in this Congress thing. You have a right to vote. Why is this important? Because if you don't vote for policies that will help you in the long run, you will get screwed, right? So both sides get right to vote, right? But we're gonna fuck shit up. So depending on your role, you either vote or you don't. So there's 6 sides to a regular die. So let's do, on the left side, it's going to be even numbers. On the right side, it's going to be odd numbers to vote. Anything other is no vote. I would be me as a DM in D&D would be insane. Like I would just be crazy. All right. Reasoning behind this is, yes, you want to keep both sides equal, but also have some difference. And Rango, don't you dare come here. Nope. Sorry. This is still an equal roll because I don't control the die. Okay. Anyways, next part. Because you voted or did not vote in the next section. Actually, let me think this through based on policies. Okay, I got it. So whether you voted yes, because we're just going to make it yes or no, or no vote. So whether you voted yes, depending on your side, you will get a stimulus check, right? Because this is something that Congress voted on. So $1,200 plus $1,200, right? On either side. If you did not vote, you get zero, right? Not that it's the truth, because we all got stimulus checks unless you were married to an immigrant. Because obviously Trump is racist. So, depending on what you got before will depend on whether you get money, right? And then just to fuck things up, on the next part, you have to pay bills. Right? So we're going to do essential bill, which is rent. We're just going to say rent because most people rent. And the rent is going to be $1,200. Right? If you do not start, if you do not pay for rent, you are homeless. Right? And this is the beautiful thing about this board. Mm-hmm. Right? If you cannot pay for rent, you start where the veterans have started, which is the homeless start. Please tell me you understand what I just did. I'm going to clap I'm going to give myself a pat on the back, right? I'm just so smart. Anyways, so we have one more section, right? After rent. If you do pay rent, you're going to go up, right? You're not going to go down. And basically, should we do it again? We have another critical role for your job. On both sides. Okay? So this critical role is going to be different. Let me think of the math. First critical role, 50% capacity, right? We're going to subtract another percentage from that critical role and put it here. Math. So let me label this as critical role 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. So we're already at 50% capacity on number 1. Subtract it by, I say 30%. Why? Because if the economy doesn't improve, no one's going out, no one's going to stores, no one's buying anything. So why are you keeping 50%? You would lower it, right? Not my math. So then it's 20% capacity, which increases the numbers to lose your job. And just to not hurt my brain when it comes to the triangle die, the pyramid, I'm going to say the same thing as number 1. The person rolling says the number, right? But this time, every number on that face counts. So if you have one, if you said 3, right? 1, 2, and 3 would count, because I think I should go get it, right? Is it? Let me look at a picture. I'm trying to process this information in my head, but I need to look at the actual. Yes. So 1, 2, and 4. So the numbers are mixed up, right? So that works because I thought they were in order 1, 2, 3, but they're not. So depending on the face, depending on the number you chose, and if you got the whole face, let me think, math, you automatically lose. Because the first critical role, the highest number, am I nulling this? The highest number was also a factor in losing your job. All right, so if you have, and I know some of this might be you're making it null. I will go back to it. Okay, I'm just trying to get ideas out. That's what brainstorming is. I almost said brainstorming. So all faces count plus highest number. And lowest number. What is the highest number on that? I have to look at the die, but the highest number of the die and the lowest number of the die. So if you get those two numbers plus the number that you chose, you lose your job. No questions asked, just you're done. Right? Now the person is rolling on this last step. If they don't lose their job by some crazy chance, right? Basically, I'm going to make it so they can keep playing. So if a person starts on the left, they don't lose their job in the second critical role, they can go to the right. But that's hilarious. But should I be nice? I'm not going to be nice, actually, because this is a lesson. This is a hard lesson. So from critical role number 2, they don't lose their job. They can go diagonally to the other side where they automatically have to pay rent. Okay. If they don't pay rent, they end up going to the homeless start. Right? Now, I'm trying to think how I would play this. I roll it, go down. I have to pay rent. So if they don't lose their job, they get a paycheck. Perfect. Right? We don't get stimulus checks anymore. That was a one-time thing. So paycheck. So you can still pay rent depending on how much pay you get, right? And this is where the crazy thing about this, depending on the player that you have chosen, is how much you are going to get in a paycheck. So basically, RNs make the most money. They make like 8,000 a month or whatever. They're good. But because they're because they're critical roles, right? It still evens out. Because when Corona hit, we were all screwed. So it's based on your chances and your luck, right? And let's see what else. Now that we have done the people who had money beginning, we have to do the homeless part. So let me finish some notes. And some design stuff that I want to add. So before we go into the homeless part, so people who have ended up, actually this is back and forth, as homeless, they can choose to go straight up to unemployment or keep trying their chances at playing the game. So if they go straight up to unemployment, they can choose to go back to the critical role. I haven't developed that, but I'm going to figure it out. So if they go back, they're unemployed, critical role. We're going to make it that instead of getting a job, or should we? I'm going to make a note. I got to think about this. So the messed up thing about unemployment checks is you get less money than you made while you were employed. So we're going to cut it by 50%. You know, that's just the reality of how this system was made. I don't know who in their bright mind decided that it's not logical, it doesn't make sense, but I've worked the system and I've seen it. It's bullshit. So when you're unemployed, you can go back to the critical role, but this time, the second time around, you know, it's going to be different. So every time that you keep going there, it's going to remain that you try to get unemployment, and then also you get a new job. And if you get a new job, you can go back to the beginning of the game where people had jobs. Woo, this is crazy, right? But for the sake of not making it too complicated, I'm not going to change, how much money they make. So we'll just leave it the RN, the grocery clerk, and the parents. Parents needs to be developed a little more, but we can do that later. So anyways, so that's that. So now for the homeless, the veterans, they start off with $750 Social Security and disability of, I think, 1,500. I got to look up those numbers. I'm going to leave a note if they're lucky. All right. So, and they're not the same thing. Which is going to play into this game. So you can decide which one you're going to start off with. Are you going to start with $750 a month or $1,500 a month, right? But the thing with our system is the Social Security and Disability Administration can decide if you're not disabled enough anymore. I didn't make up the rules. So you are constantly going to be rolling a die every time you move. Actually, everyone's going to roll a die every time they move. Right? Should we make it 6? Actually, no, we should make it less. Actually, no, that's not bad. Because then they can, I think that would be fine, actually. So anyways, six-sided, right? So I'm trying to think how we would work this out for the person who's homeless. You would move, regular roll. But if it's positive or negative, like even or odd, you'll lose your monthly income. Even if you're living on the street, they can take away your income. Yeah. So odd, even, lose. Or let me see something, not to make it so hard for this person to. I mean, there's no winning in this game. That's the whole point of social impact gaming. Should we make it prime numbers? Because that's a little harder, right? Because even an odd is 50-50. But prime numbers aren't. So yeah, I'm going to make it prime numbers. Right. So you're homeless. You either choose the 750 or the 1,500 disability. You are at the bottom of the board, right? So you can go right or left. Since you are homeless, you have no home, you don't have to pay rent, but we can divide the board, right? So you have to pay for food or necessities. Right. That goes for both sides of the board. Because there's no benefit for that person who is homeless. It's the same thing. You are on survival mode. So you have to pay for food or necessities, and every day, every part of the board is a day for you for the homeless side. So that's subtracting. Let's do food 20 minus 20 times 3 times a day. And that is $60 per movement. So every time you move, you're losing $60 because you have to eat every day, right? Per move. So let's see what happens. So every time you move, you're losing money out of your Social Security. And because this is based on a month, actually, let's fix this a little bit. I got it. Right? So you're losing money from that limited funding that you have. And this whole game is based off days, right? But we're not going to make it like accurate. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a week, but we're making it into a month. Right? So here's what I did. So you're going up and around, losing 60, minus 60, minus 60, minus 60. Everything on the board doesn't apply to you. Because you're already at the lowest point in society, right? The only thing that applies to you is that one-time stimulus check. Because I'm pretty sure, and I'm hoping they got it. I have to look it up So let's see, you have a stimulus check, but you lose 60 out of that. You have a right to vote because you have a social security number, you're a veteran, you fought for that right. But you're going up. The critical role for them would be free food, so you don't have to pay for anything. You know, because people give you food sometimes. It's nice. Right? Then we're going up on the corner. So for groceries on the right side, which is actually the left side. But anyways, you're already doing that. But you're getting the modifiers. But your modifiers are different. So you don't have to pay for groceries because you're already doing that. You don't even get groceries. You're just getting food, you know, because you don't have a fridge. So you get a modifier. I'm going to give the veteran 2 modifiers that are positive. Why? To change people's mindset, not on homelessness, but to make people think. Okay. So what are the 2 modifiers for the groceries? Yeah. Let me think. We're going to do survivability. That's a positive, right? I have to figure out what that's going to add to their player, right? What was the status of that? So we're making the mental illness rule. We're taking that out, okay? Because then that would make this game really impossible. So you have survivability. And it will come to me later. And then the other positive, I have to think about later too. Because it has to affect the game. So it'll come to me later. So anyways, so he gets the veteran, she gets positive, 2 positive. Minus 60 though, because you know they have to buy food every day, so still losing money. And then they get to, we're still on the right side, paycheck, 0 for the homeless, the veterans, let's just say that. You get nothing. And then they go to the start point of the people who already had jobs, the employed people, and they get their disability check. So they can start the game as someone who is getting income. Isn't that nice? But where are all my notes? They still have to roll to move, right? So if they get a prime number, they might not even get that. And this is when the playthrough is really important. Like, I can't wait to play this game with someone else because I want to see what I have to fix, and I have to see how other people play the game and then modify it. But we're not done. Okay. On the left side, we still have to go through the top two. So the left side, the corner was party. That I'm going to leave for a later time because, let's see. I'm going to go deep into my mind and figure something out there. Because those are two positive cards. I'm going to keep them positive for the veteran. And I'm sorry if I keep saying homeless. I really don't like that term, but I'm just trying to keep it simple. You know, and these terms are what conservatives use. So that's going to be designed later. And then they go to the bills part. They don't have any bills to pay. But we're going to make it ironic. In the bills pay, we're going to make it basically the government recognized your service. Throw confetti. Nothing happens. Nothing. Like, there's nothing beneficial about that move, right? It's an inaction. And then they can either go back to the start and play as someone who is getting an income. Damn. Okay. So that was a lot of shit that came out of my brain. But now we have a lot. And hopefully I remember my notes because my notes are really crazy. So, what is the lesson that you learned from this, right? I know my lesson. Like, I've lived the life of someone who is aware of these situations. But for someone who has never thought about someone else, as in the homeless, what is the lesson that they will learn? And that's the beauty of social impact gaming. So yes, so that is the board. I like it. And then the process of designing the board, like the color, et cetera, et cetera. I want to keep it ironic, and diabolical. So I want to have, I should make a note. I'm not going to put it on this board, but I'm going to put it on this paper. We're going to have the patriotic colors. Red, white, and blue. Exact same colors, not changing the variations. So maybe the left side is going to be, no, the left side is going to be blue. And instead of having plus signs for, the extra cards that you'll get, there'll be stars and they're going to be white, right? And then the right side is going to be red. Same thing with the stars. And then the middle from the homeless part, the veterans part, will be the whole flag going up, right? So I'm just going to write it directly onto this. Right? And then the unemployment part is going to be white. As equality. I'm not even laughing because this is just so intense for me. This is so real, it's so real that it's almost surreal. You know what I mean? But that's America. That's America. So yeah, so that is prototyping, and we did a lot. I did a lot, man. So we did the game board. The only things that are left are the cards. Yeah, the cards. Actually, let me write some more notes because I just thought of a few things. Actually, no, I don't have to write anything on this board. So, to make it equal, because it kind of seems uneven a little bit, not really, a little bit, a little bit tilted. So the people who have RN, grocery clerk, so basically, they have a positive negative rate. So the negative of the RN is putting yourself at risk. So we're going to take from the veteran prime numbers will give you corona. And you lose the game, which is essentially death, right? Same thing with grocery clerks. They're putting themselves at risk, they die. For the parents, it's a little different. You are either unemployed or employed based on even or odd numbers on a dice roll, or actually not to roll a dice. Let's just say the person choosing the character chooses before they look at the card. And I'm going to make it so that you see the playable character, but you don't see the benefits. And that's part of pandemic. So on the front, you have the character, and on the back is the status and the numbers. So from 1 through 7, because I don't want to make it like 1 through 10, that increases the probability. You choose even or odd, and if you pick even, what should we do? You lose your job. Oh no, you keep your job or you're employed. So positive, even, because even is like a negative. I mean, a positive connotation, and then odd is like a negative. So yeah. So essentially, you would have a card with the design, whatever design I choose. I don't know what type of designs I would choose, but that's like later in the process. You would have registered nurse, and I think I'm going to bait people. I'd be like, you have an income of so and so, and then when you flip the card, it's the negative, and you're like, oh shit, right? Um, right. Because that's the reality of everything, I guess. I don't know. I'm just fishing for words. But yeah, so you have the card, you have the RN, you have a big number because people are greedy. I make 8,000 a month. Who would they pick? You know? And also because we only have 4 players, 4 characters, you can't pick the same character. So you would have to pick the second best, the third best, and the worst, supposedly. Crazy how game design is developed, or my game design, because no one has my mind. But that how it be, and that's how I do that it do. So now, ooh, I like this. Works out. Isn't so this has a to-do list, and I'm gonna write the to-dos because to do. How should we list this up? For number 1, finish. Positive, son of a bitch. Positive, negative cards. Number 2, graphics. Number 3, we need to do playtesting. 4, redesign based on playtesting. 5, actually, we should leave the graphics to last. I'm going to put graphic inspiration because it would be done to make a whole nice graph design, and then we have to redesign. So redesign. Number 5. Finalize. Right? Subcategory character. Layout. And then number 6 would be publisher. As in finding who can make this game the way it should look and produce it on a mass scale or not. Question mark. Isn't that nice? Beautiful. So yeah, and also as a side note, percentage of donation, also donations to, I would say the logical thing is giving it to the veterans, the VA, but they're useless. So it would be a nonprofit that I've worked with, that I know gets shit done. So let's do 70% donations and 30% me, so that I can continue to make games. Right? It's not about making money. Anyways, so we have this. We have this. We also have Pinterest, because I labeled it, and I added things, and we have to put these together, because if not, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. In a bag. Where is the original piece? All right, so I'm cutting this off. I wish I had a stapler, but I don't have a stapler at all. Like, I don't, it's not even, so we're gonna fold this. I don't want to fold these papers, but I'm okay folding the board, because it's just a prototype, right? So now we have this game board, prototype, and then we just need a bag, and we label it. And that is one game that will be done one day. First will come the really easy ones, and then this one probably most likely will be in the pipeline. Damn. That was fun. I love that. I mean, whatever. Making a game is the best thing. That's why I love it. But anyways, I'm going to go eat. And I hope you learned something about America.